want to spend the day lying down and dreaming of a way to catch up.
Hello friends, Olivia here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am on the floor. Yeah, my room's kind of a mess right now, so I didn't want to clean off my bed or anywhere else. So I was like, this is a good angle for now. But today I am just going to be doing a February wrap-up. Today is the last day of February. I think it's the 28th. Don't quote me. But yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, it is February 28th, the last day of February. So I'm gonna go over the books that I read in February. How do I say this? Okay, so I live in Texas and we got hit by that storm really bad, and I didn't have power for like a week, and it was really bad. So I didn't get to read all the books I really wanted to last I would say it was like not last week, but the week before, whenever the storm hit. It was really like depressing, and I just didn't feel like reading, and not being able to work for a whole week too. It's just, yeah. So yeah, I didn't really read much that week, so that was a week taken away from me. So my Jane Austen book club review of Emma, I'm gonna probably push it until later this week in March, just because of what happened. I just didn't have time, but I am doing the wrap up. I'm almost done with Emma, so I'm not gonna include it in this list. I'm not gonna include it because I feel like that would be separate. But yeah, let's get into the books that I read. So yeah. Okay, so this is not in order at all. I wrote all the books down that I read. The first one I want to talk about, because I did tape a review for that one because I really want to talk about it in spoilers, is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. This book was so good. So like I said, I taped a review for it, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. Basically, it follows a young woman. She's like in her 30s, I think, early 30s. Her name's Sydney, and she lives in Brooklyn in a very wholesome neighborhood where, you know, everybody's kind of close together, etc. And these neighbors wouldn't just get up and, you know, move, and they don't want to sell their property. But she noticed that something suspicious is going on, like her favorite neighbors that she knows are leaving the neighborhood, and white neighbors are moving in. So it's something creepy and suspicious is going on. So her and another neighbor across from her are trying to figure it out. So basically that is just like a quick summary of what the book is about. I absolutely love this book. It is a thriller book. It's also an adult book, by the way. So it's not a YA, but it was a really good read. And I believe the author she is Black. She's a person of color. So it's nice to be reading more books from people of color. But yeah, so that's what that book was about. I loved it. I think I gave it 4 or 5 stars. I really liked it, and it was a whole ass ride, let me tell you that. Okay, so the next book that I read it's a mouthful. So it's Cia Martinez and the Moonlight, A Beginning of Everything by Raquel Vasquez Gilliand. Oh my gosh. So I saw this book be recommended in one of the booktubers that I watched. I think it was just like some random video that I watched, but someone suggested the book, and I was like, you know what, this seems interesting. And they had it on the Libby app, and I listened to it right away. I finished it within like a day. It was so good. It was so good. Also, another author who is a person of color. I've been trying to read more books by people of color. Like, I've read a lot of books by Black authors, but I'm trying to be more diverse and read more books by not just Black authors, but like other people of color. So I'm doing my best. But yes, this book was amazing. I loved it. It was so cute. So this book follows a young woman not a young woman, I think she's a teen. She's got to be like, I think she's 17, but her name's Cia, and she lives in, I think it's, oh my gosh, I can't remember if it's New Mexico or Oklahoma. I can't remember. So I think it might have been New Mexico. I'm not sure. Quote me if I'm wrong. But yeah, she lives in one of those places. And so basically what happens is that a couple of years ago, I don't know how many years, I forget, but a couple of years ago, her mom she died, and because the sheriff of the town is super racist, and he deported her back, and she was trying to get back, and she was like in the desert, and she died in the desert. So, and their town is really racist, and this new boy moves in to town, and he's like really cute, and she's like, oh, you're kind of cute, and they spend a lot of time together. But to explain the plot of this book, I can't really say much, because it would be like a huge spoiler if I did. But that's just like the premise of the book, is that she is just trying to, she's trying to deal with her mom being gone. And yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that she is just dealing with her mom being gone, and it's just her and her dad, and her dad's like, he's super awesome, and he teaches her how to fight, and they have a good relationship. But she's just dealing with a lot. But like I said, I can't say too much because it would be major spoilers for this book. But this book is also very super... Oh, before I forget, her and her best friend, they were like hanging out in the desert, and they saw a light that looked like a spaceship. So this book is like supernatural. The first half of the book feels like a contemporary book, but the second half of the book, it feels like a supernatural book. So if you're not into that, I don't think you would like it, but I personally loved it, and I hope more people read this book. It's a really, really good book. I hope there's going to be a second book, unless it's already out, but I really hope there's going to be a second book, because I really, really enjoyed this book. Also, there are some hard themes in this book. I feel like this book could be really relatable to people's lives, like right now. I can't say what, because that would be a spoiler. Overall, this book was so good, and I loved it. Okay, so the next book that I read was The Love Boat Taipei by Abigail Wen. So good. Okay, so I saw a lot of mixed reviews for this book, but like I said, these are all my personal opinions. I personally love this book so much. I just finished it the other day. Okay, so this book follows Ever, who just turned 18. I believe she already graduated from high school. She just turned 18, and she wants to be a dancer, and her parents are totally against it. They're very strict Asian parents. I believe that they are acting. They want her to be a doctor and, make money for for herself and for the family that she has. I know some of my Asian American friends have told me that like their parents are very like strict, and they're like that. They're like, we want you to become this. I just want to get off the bat, I am not Asian American. As you can see, I am African American. But when it comes to racism and other stuff, like I grew up in a Asian family, so I wouldn't understand the struggles that she goes through, but I can appreciate it. And I can kind of get what she's going through. So basically, her parents buy her a ticket to like this kind of like, I think it could be like a summer school. Yeah, like a summer school in Taipei. And so she goes there. So they send her there, and there it's just, she gets there and she meets some friends, and there's just a whole lot of drama. Like, so much drama. I believe it's called the nickname for the school, the summer school, is called Love Boat Taipei. I think that's why the book is called Love Boat Taipei. So they're not on a boat, they're like at the school in Taipei. I thought the Asian culture representation was really cool. How the parents are, I really shouldn't comment on that because I'm not Asian American, so I shouldn't even comment on that in general. But I do like the main character Ever a lot. I like most of the characters. There's not much I can say without spoiling this book, but so basically she just deals with a lot of drama there and trying to find herself and trying to rebel against what her parents want, basically. Overall, I thought it was a really good book. I saw a lot of mixed reviews. I personally liked it a lot, but I can understand if people didn't, and if they weren't represented in the way that they would want to. So I don't want to take away that from like anybody. But overall, I did enjoy the book, and reading a book by a Asian author was really cool too. Like I said, I'm trying to read more diverse books. But overall, I really did like the book, and hopefully y'all would pick it up too because it's really good. I liked it, but I also like I also like the drama, so, but yeah. The next book I read is the last book in the Shadow of Bone series by Leigh Bardugo. Rune and Rising. Okay. So, I don't know what to say. Like, yeah. Okay, so I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't know what to say. So basically, this book was a huge disappointment. I don't really like Alita. I just want to mention that I did read this book. I can't go into it because this is the third and last book and there's spoilers. But yeah, I just don't really like Alita. I don't even remember what happened in this book. I didn't really care. Like, I feel like I've been reading a lot of my favorites, like, not my favorite series, but like I've been reading a lot of trilogies, and I would like the first one like a lot, but then the second book I'm like, and the last book is always like, and I hate that. I'm like, I hate that feeling of, oh, I hate this book. And it's annoying because it's like, with Cassandra Clare books, it's like, Lady Midnight, I loved. Lord of Shadows, I was addicted. Queen of Nothing, still addicted. All three books, even though I liked one more than the other, I still like them all as a whole. Same goes to like the Infernal Devices, etc. And I'm just over here like, I guess it's rude to compare like Cassandra Clare to Leigh Bardugo, but I feel like the first three, like, you know, City of Bones, City of Ashes, whatever, City of Glass, like the first three I really liked. And I remember reading the first three before the fourth one even came out. There was no fourth one. It was just the three of them. And so I really liked it as a trilogy. I was like, oh, this is really good, because I loved... What I'm trying to say is that I fell in love with the characters, and I did not fall in love with the characters in this last book, unfortunately. I liked it, but I wish I could have loved it. And I just like... This could have been a duology, but whatever. But I am really excited for the TV show, and I really hope that I don't hate these characters. Ben Barnes plays the Darkling, and I'm like, hello, Ben Barnes, we haven't met in a long time. Like, I love him, but like, I know I'm gonna love the TV show, like Kaz is in it, like, and An Edge, and Jesper. I know I'm gonna love the TV show, it doesn't really matter. But the last book, I was really disappointed. So yeah, sorry. Okay, the last book that I read, and I really hope I read all the books that I read. Okay, so the last book that I read was The Project by Courtney Summers. Oh my gosh, I have a lot to say about this book. Okay, so I got this book day one when it first came out because I had some credits left from my Audible, and I love Courtney Summers. I love Sadie, but I did not like this book. This book made me so mad. Like, this book made me so stinking mad. I don't know. Like, I did a review for When No One Is Watching, but I haven't done a review for this one because I just want to rant. But I don't think I'm going to, because I just didn't like it that much. And it's really disappointing that I didn't like it, and I wanted to like it so much. So, yeah. So the project follows a girl named, I think it's Lou. I can't remember. You know what? I don't even care. Can't remember her name. I think her name's Lou. And I know her last name is Denham because her boss always calls her that, Denham. So let's call her Denham. So basically, when she was younger, she got into, it's not a spoiler, but she got into a car wreck, and both of her parents died, and she was like, about to die or something. And this guy who's part of this, I'm going to call it a cult. Like, it's like a group of people, like an organization. He came and like saved her. She has this older sister, and her older sister is in this group, but she hasn't seen her for years. Like, she just basically left her for this group. So herself and the company that she works for are trying to uncover the secrets of this group, the project. So that is just the main summary of the book. I can't say too much because it goes into spoilers, but like, I wanted to love this book because I love Courtney Summers, but I did not like this book at all. I was mad at this book, and it was boring at times, and I feel like it dragged, and I wanted to love this book. I was so excited for this book, and I was just like, at work, listening to the book like, oh my god, like it's just like a story that I read before, I feel like, and I feel like it's nothing, yeah, even with like there is a twist at the end, even with the twist I just didn't really care for the book. And I know it's really mean to say, but I just didn't really care. I feel bad, but I wanted to love this book, but I just couldn't. But yeah, bye guys, thank you for watching my video, and yeah, bye.